Hi folks, Jules Polonetsky with Future of Privacy Forum here, and I'm going to talk to you today about our Connected Car Privacy Guide, or as we called it, Personal Data in Your Car. We released this at the DC Auto Show just a couple of days ago. It's also the annual convention of the National Automobile Dealers Association, so we did this guide together with them because when you next shop for a car, it is going to have a lot of new features that rely on data, and your auto dealer is very often the person who's going to be explaining to you how your car works and what it does. So we've provided this so that dealers can hand this out for many of us who want to understand why is the car collecting data, what data is it using, and is there anything I would be doing to take charge of that. We released this with support from the two leading auto trade groups, Global Automotive and the Automotive Alliance, or Global and the Alliance as we call them here in DC, as well as some leading automakers, Toyota, GM, and many of you know that Ford has a division that actually helps serve dealers called Ford Direct. We were thrilled to have them on board as well, and they're all going to be making this available as we are as well. So you can go to our website and download it if you want to take a look at it. Why are we doing this? Well, look, cars have often and long collected data. Cars have had event data recorders, but they actually capture just a little bit of information. So if there's a crash, they'll have a couple of seconds worth of data. They are continually sort of recording and deleting. They're not recording 24/7. They're useful to understand what has happened when there's a crash or the like, but typically you've got to go and physically get that box. Cars have always long had OBD ports, onboard diagnostics. That's what your dealer service person or your repair shop can plug into and learn from the computer in your car some of the basic things that are wrong. But what's new, as I think many of you know, are things like app stores where you can choose different apps for entertainment. You can often put your phone and sync it and load your contacts and your favorite places and make phone calls and have your favorite music. Cars today in some new models know if you're looking away from the road, changing a radio station or looking at a child, and they'll warn you if you're drifting out of your lane. There are options where you can sign up to share that you're a good driver with an insurance company in return for a discount. So there are convenience features, being able to maybe use your finger to unlock a door. There are entertainment features, bringing your music with you, obviously GPS and emergency help services and the like, self-parking. A lot of data, incredibly important for safety. Many of the new models automatically brake if you're coming up too close to an object or another vehicle in front. Really exciting times because thousands and thousands of lives are lost and our cars are getting safer. But when there's data, we worry about privacy. So we have some tips for consumers in addition to explaining some of the nuts and bolts of what kind of car, what kind of data is being collected, what protections do you have. The leading auto groups have committed to a set of principles, many of their members. What are those principles? What rights do they give you? Some data, it's there for safety, it's necessary. Other data, you have choices. You may have to actually sign up. You may have some opt-out rights. I want to particularly point out a couple of key things, though. If you're going to rent your car to someone else, you're going to lend it, you're going to sell it, you'd never give your phone to a stranger and sell it without wiping it. Hopefully, if you're finished with your computer, you understand that there's information on there about where you've browsed and other private stuff, maybe your banking logins and that sort of thing. You want to clear or wipe that before you throw it out or before you give it to somebody else. Well, your car is now a computer. It's actually a lot of computers and some of that basic hygiene as well. And so we've got some great tips here on the last page. We call it our privacy checklist when selling or renting. You want to get your contacts out of there. Many of us have rented a car and seen that the contacts of the person behind are sort of in there. Your location history. Today you often program your garage door remote instead of having a separate device. It can be done from your car. Well, you don't want a stranger driving around with that code in there. Anyway, Lots of useful information. You can get it from our website. Thanks to the partners who worked with us to get this off, and the great Lauren Smith and John Verdi at our team. Stay tuned. Please download it and drive safe out there.